You are carefully weighing your lie, feeling confident, when suddenly a tiny splash catches your skin, and you realize you skipped one small but critical safety step. It happens faster than you think, and it can happen to anyone. I am Kathy, the clumsy soaper, and today we are going to walk through 7 essential safety habits every soaper needs to protect themselves in the soap-making space. You will learn practical, everyday habits that keep both home crafters and commercial makers safe. Let us build your confidence the right way, safely and smartly. Welcome, soap sisters and bubble brothers. Now, most soap accidents do not happen because soap makers are careless people. They happen because soap makers are busy, excited, and sometimes just moving a little too fast. Rushing through a lie measurement or skipping one small protective step is all it takes. We are going to walk through 7 habits that each take only seconds to do, but together they build a safety foundation that protects you for your entire soap-making journey. Let me walk you through why safety habits matter before we get into the specific practices themselves. These 5 failure points are not random accidents. They are predictable patterns that show up again and again in soap making, especially for beginners. Lie burns happen when handling becomes casual. Splashes reach eyes when protective gear gets skipped. Wrong measurements produce batches with unreacted sodium hydroxide, which is genuinely dangerous on skin. Tool confusion introduces food residues or contaminates your kitchen. And distractions, probably the sneakiest one, break the chain of careful steps that keeps everything controlled. Think of it like driving. Experienced drivers do not consciously think about every mirror check and signal. Those actions became automatic through repetition. That is exactly what we are building here. Automatic, reliable safety behavior. So your focus stays on the craft, not on recovering from preventable mistakes. One of the best habits you can build as a soap maker comes straight from professional kitchens. Mise en place, which is French for everything in its place. Chefs set up every ingredient and tool before the heat goes on, because once you start, there is no safe moment to go searching. Same principle applies here. With lye already dissolved and your oils heating, scrambling for a forgotten thermometer or realizing your fragrance is still in another room creates real hazards. Pre-weigh everything, read your recipe completely, and eliminate mid-batch surprises. Here is something I learned the hard way. Protective gear only works if you are actually wearing it. Goggles, gloves, and your apron go on before you even open the lye container, and they stay on through the entire process, including cleanup. Sodium hydroxide does not care whether you are making a full production batch or a tiny test batch. Think of it like a seatbelt. You do not put it on halfway through the journey. Most lye accidents happen during quick batches, precisely because people skip the setup, thinking it is not worth the effort. That 2-second shortcut is where burns happen. Here is one of the most critical safety rules in all of soap making, and I want you to commit it to memory permanently. Always add lye into water, never water into lye. When you reverse this, the violent exothermic reaction can cause the solution to erupt, splashing caustic liquid onto your skin, eyes, and surfaces. Think of it like this. Snow falls on the lake. The snow, which is your lye, falls gently into the water below. Sprinkle it slowly, stir continuously as you add it, and let the heat dissipate gradually. Adding water into lye is like dropping a lake onto snow. The sudden steam and splashing reaction becomes dangerously uncontrollable. Repeat this rule out loud before every single batch you make. Saying it aloud reinforces the habit until it becomes completely automatic, and that muscle memory could genuinely prevent a serious injury. Here is tip number 4, and this one is deceptively simple but genuinely important. Your soap-making tools should never double as kitchen tools. Lye residue, colorants, and fragrance oils can linger on equipment, even after washing, and the last thing you want is trace amounts of sodium hydroxide ending up in someone's dinner. Label your boxes, label your shelves, store everything separately, and keep that boundary firm. A Sharpie and some label tape costs almost nothing, but could prevent a serious accident. Lye mixing is one of those tasks that demands your full, undivided attention for just a few minutes. Think of it like a surgeon making an incision. Nobody texts during that moment. When you are dissolving sodium hydroxide into liquid, the reaction is immediate, exothermic, and unforgiving. A distraction at the wrong second means a missed pour, a splash, or worse. Put the phone face down, keep both hands free, and stay focused on the pot. 5 minutes. That is all it takes. Cleaning up right after a soap session is not just about tidiness, it is an active safety practice. Lye residue left on surfaces can burn the next person who touches it, including you the following day. Wipe spills immediately. Give your tools a vinegar rinse to neutralize any remaining alkalinity. Store unused lye in a sealed, airtight container away from moisture, and reset your workspace. Future you will genuinely appreciate it. And that wraps up our safety habits lesson. Remember, 3 things every single time. Put your protective gear on first before anything else touches your workspace. Always add lye into water and never the reverse. And keep distractions away so your full attention stays on the process. These habits protect you, whether you are making a small artisan batch at home or working in a full production facility. Stay consistent, stay intentional, and stay safe out there. Once again, this is Kathy, the Clumsy Soaper. Be blessed and be a blessing to others.